What's going on, everybody? It's Jack, and we're here at part 5 of the New England Patriots offensive ebook, Out of the Gun, Why Off Trips Pats. Today we're looking at audible number 3, Y option wheel. Now, Y option wheel has a couple different setups depending on what hash mark you're on, whether the near side or the far side. So we're going to go over both those variations in this video, as well as a nice little one-play touchdown at the end. But let's go ahead and hop right into Y option wheel. Random play on defense. Now, when we're on the short hash with the halfback going to the wide side of the field, you can utilize the wheel flat combo, which is something that we've done out of other plays in this scheme. Now you want to put Y or triangle on the wheel route, which is up on the right stick. That's your halfback. Now the hot route, wheel route is a better option for this than that stock wheel route, just because it gives a little bit better spacing and a break that is a little sharper. Now you want to keep the post route on the left because the post route is one of the more unique routes of this play, and it's sort of what lets this play go. So you want to keep that. So how do we get the flat route? Well, RB, he's on a flat route, but that flat route's a bad flat route. What do I mean by a bad flat route? Well, if we motion that RB across, the hot route will not flip. And when it doesn't flip, it's going to run to the middle of the field, and it's going to be worthless. So what we want to do is we want to put that RB on a hot route flat route. So you want to go RB or R1 if you're on PlayStation, and a LT or L2. So it looks like that now. The hot route flat route is better because it will flip. So when we motion him across, it will get the wheel flat combo. The last part of the setup is going to be to block the tight end, just to get a little bit more time in pass protection, and drag B or drag circle, depending on what console. So you're going to get this. The drag and the post will create a nice little high-low to stress the user to have to cover one or the other. And the drag cutting across the field is going to give you a nice, quick option against pressure that isn't the wheel route if the wheel route is covered. So we're going to motion the wide receiver over to the halfback side. And when you do, you want to snap it when the wide receiver is sort of in line with the wide receiver on the left. So we're going to motion the wide receiver across. Your reads are obviously the halfback and the drag on a primary. There's the wheel, and that's about a 10-yard gain. It doesn't get much better than that. That's really the goal, pretty much every time, if the spacing is there. And as you can see, the drag is also open for about 5 yards. If you throw it, when I throw it there, if I were to throw the drag instead, I'd be probably looking at potentially getting a first down. But the wheel route is obviously the first read, and it was just as open as I was wanting it to be. So that's what happens when you run it from the short side to the wide side. So now what happens when you're on the wide side running it to the short side? Or the short side running it to the wide side. Anyway, when you're in this kind of setup, with the post route cutting from the short to the wide side, you can mimic Pat's sail, which is sort of what makes this play so unique. So in Pat's sail, we can max protect, which is LB or L1, and then up on the right stick, so you get the halfback and tight end blocking. Now, for Pat's sail, typically they have the streak and a slant, right? So RB or R1 is going to go on a fade, and then B or circle is going to go on a slant. So we have this. This is Pat's sail without having to motion anybody out. So your reads are kind of simple because you only have 3 of them. It's the post, it's a slant, or it's a fade. If for whatever reason the fade is open, congratulations, throw that touchdown. But that is definitely not your primary read. Your primary read is always going to be that post, but you have to have enough time to throw it. The slant will get open potentially behind that 50-yard marker, but it's going to be a tough throw. But if it's there, you can lead it upfield and potentially get a big gain that way. So we're going to run this one time. Hopefully it works. See, there's a slant right there. That's kind of what I meant by being able to lead it upfield and getting open that way. Wow, we're in man up 3 deep. But let's see what happens here. This is a different kind of coverage. But there's the post route again, getting open over the middle of the field. There's plenty of space for that post to get open against zones too, which is why we're running it to the wide side of the field. Now the last and probably the most unique part of that play is going to be the one-play touchdown, right? Y option wheel. Now the formation we're going to come out against is a little bit more specific because it's a one-play touchdown. We're going to come out in goal line. Now we're going to show you Goal line doesn't matter. The reason why it came out in goal line is I don't have two controllers, so I don't have the ability to show you a different play. But it's a one-play touchdown against man press coverage. So goal line is always pressed, so that's why I'm demonstrating it against goal line. But it happens against mid blitz or two-man under, whatever. As long as your opponent is pressing you in man coverage, it's a one-play touchdown. Look at B above me. That little stutter step at the beginning of that streak route, he's unbumpable. If your opponent is in bump and run and press coverage, B or circle, depending on what console, is getting free up the sideline. Now, we're the Chicago Bears in practice mode. Robinson is not the fastest wide receiver. The offensive line is not the best blocking. Trubisky is not the best quarterback. If you're in MUT, if you're playing with Kansas City or Atlanta or New Orleans or Dallas or whoever, and you have a faster wide receiver to put there, congratulations. If you have just enough time to throw it, you're going to get a one-play touchdown. If you're in MUT, put Tyreek Hill there, Jerry Rice, Odell Beckham, Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, you name it. You're getting a one-play touchdown. We're going to just show you that route real fast. We're going to max protect just to hopefully have enough time to demonstrate this. Now, Robinson is not that fast, and he's still going to have potentially a one-play touchdown. So just imagine this with a much faster target over there. So it's you bump, you lob it up. Trubisky, you are not my quarterback. So we're going to max protect again. There we go. There's the outside release, and there is your big gain. Now, that's Trubisky. That's Robinson. This is literally the worst possible example of what could happen, and he's still getting 40, 50 yards because of that free release. As you can see, off the line, the corner does absolutely nothing, and you get a free release up the sideline, and it's that simple. And you're in MUT, you're playing with a much better quarterback, you're playing with a much better wide receiver, and it really does not matter who the cornerback is because it's an animation problem. It is not a ratings problem. The rating problem comes into play with the wide receiver's speed. It has nothing to do with anything else. So as long as you run this play against man press, you potentially have a one-play touchdown. So that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoyed part 5 of the New England Patriots offensive ebook. Make sure you guys hit up the social right down below there. If you guys are checking out the video for the first time, I will be linking down in the description a playlist of the rest of the videos so you can have them all in one place and you can watch them all and kind of get the whole scheme and get the whole idea from that. But until next time, guys, I'm out.